Now we have the square root of x minus 1 plus 5 equals 0. And our first step will be to isolate the radical. So I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides of the equation. We always want to have the element with the square root on its own in either side of the equation. That's going to make things a lot simpler. 0 minus 5 is negative 5. And then, because this is isolated, it's on its own, I can just square both sides of the equation. So I can get rid of the square root. So I get x minus 1 is equal to negative 5 squared. Negative makes a positive. So we get 25. Great. So what do I do now? I can just add a 1 to both sides of the equation. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. So I get x is equal to 25 plus 1, 26. Great. Are we done? Well, not quite. We actually should check if this is a valid solution instead of an extraneous solution. So let's plug that back in for x, and we get 26 minus 1 plus 5 equals 0. 26 minus 1 is 25, and the square root of 25 is 5. So we get 5 plus 5 equals 0. That's not right. So this is in fact an extraneous solution. Extraneous solution. So we're going to basically stop right here. That is not right, and say that this equation has no solutions. So no solution. So we always have to check with radical equations. All right, now, well, I didn't give myself too much room for the second equation, but that's okay. Again, I want to isolate this element here, the one with the square root. How can I do that? Well, just add 13 to both sides of the equation. Negative 13 plus 13 is 0. So I bring this down, and the square root of 4x equals negative 5 plus 13, positive 8. Great. What can I do now? I can square both sides. Square root squared, they cancel out. So I end up with 4x equals 8 squared, 64. Then what shall we do? Well, you can just divide both sides by 4. 4 and 4 cancel out. So x is equal to 64 divided by 4, which is 16. There we go. Now let's check to see if that works. We have negative 13 plus 4 times 16. So I'm just plugging the 16 in for x. And we're asking ourselves, is this a true statement? So negative 13 plus 4 times 16 is 64. And the square root of 64 is 8. So negative 13 plus 8 is negative 5. So negative 5 equals negative 5. That's true. So this is a valid answer. That works out. So x is equal to 16. Great. So now if you'd like to keep on watching our little course, so you can go over here and click on radical equations. Good luck.